Welcome back class 6 to the online bio classes. Today we are going to start or continue with the same chapter number 4, the digestive system. In the previous class we had studied about the human digestive system consists of many organs starting from the mouth or the oral cavity that contains different types of teeth like incisors, canines, premolars and molars. They are of different shape to carry out different types of functions. Like incisors are sharp and pointed chisel-like for biting and cutting the teeth, for cutting of food. Similarly, the incisors are sharp and pointed so that they can be used for tearing of flesh, means for eating flesh. That is for those who are non-vegetarians, good for them to tear away the flesh of animals. And third one, that is premolars. They are broad and flat along with the molars, which is used for grinding of the food which we take in our mouth, grinding of food, so that they can help in digestion. Then we also studied that our oral cavity contains different types of organs, like mouth is, the oral cavity contains the tongue, and the function of tongue is different parts of the tongue has different taste buds which help us to taste different types of food. Now today we have to start from the small intestine. The small intestine is, like already have studied, the food which is taken in our mouth after mastication, that is mechanical grinding of food, chewing of food inside the mouth. After that, the chewed food which becomes somewhat semi-solid mixed with the saliva, that is the digestive fluid secreted from salivary gland. Now that semi-solid food is swallowed, or it is pushed inside the throat, that is pharynx, which is a common passage for food as well as windpipe. Then the food is pushed from the oral cavity into the food pipe, which carry the food up to the stomach, which is a J-shaped organ, and stomach secretes gastric juice from the gastric glands which are located on the walls of the stomach. Not only that, it also produces hydrochloric acid that kills the bacteria which comes along with the food and water, contaminated food and water. Okay. After that, the food enters into a small tube which is called a small intestine. It is very narrow and extremely highly coiled tube, and it is divided into three parts. What are they? The three parts are duodenum, jejunum and ileum. Duodenum, jejunum, and the last part is ileum. Now when you look at the diagram of a small intestine, from the stomach, the tube, it is highly coiled in small tube. The front part, it is called duodenum. This part is called duodenum. Then the second part, the middle part, is known as jejunum, and the last part, which is highly coiled, that is known as ileum. So this part is the ileum part. This one is the jejunum part, the middle part, and the first part is called duodenum. So what are they? Duodenum, jejunum, ileum are the three parts of a small intestine. What is a small intestine? It is the organ of digestive system. Where it is present? It is present between the stomach and the large intestine. Okay, got it? Now next, inside the walls, like if I take this small intestine and open it, cut it, then inside the wall of a small intestine, many finger-like structures are present. These finger-like projections, like if you will see in the diagram in your book also given like this, many finger-like projections are there in the inner wall. These finger-like projections are known as villi, V-I-L-L-I. Okay, numerous villi are present on the inner surface or the inner wall of small intestine. Now what is the function of these finger-like projections called villi, which is present on the inner wall of a small intestine? Its function is to increase the surface area for the absorption of digested food. Means once the food is completely digested, now through this villi the digested food in the form of glucose is absorbed into the bloodstream. Got it? Now the food is digested, and what is remaining now in that food is the undigested food particles. That is the remaining part of the food which is not digested. So it will enter into a small region which is called caecum. So now the food will enter from small intestine into the large intestine. Okay? And large intestine is also made up of, further divided into three parts. So what are these three parts? Caecum, C-A-E-C-U-M. The second part is called colon, C-O-L-O-N. And the third part or the last part is called rectum, R-E-C-T-U-M. So caecum, colon and rectum are the three parts of large intestine. So from here, that blind pouch means that place where the small intestine ends, that is the ileum will end. So it is a connection between ileum and the caecum part of the large intestine. So that region is called caecum. Now it will enter into a long coil tube that is called colon. So colon is the longest part of the large intestine. This part, one which starts from like this part, this region is called caecum, C-A-E-C-U-M. Now this one is called, like three regions are there. Since it is going up, it is called ascending limb, A-S-C-E-N-D-I-N-G. You can check in the book also, ascending limb of colon, or ascending colon you can write simply, ascending colon. Okay. Now from here, that part of the colon which is like this transverse, it is called transverse colon. Transverse, V-E-R-S-E, transverse colon. Okay. Yeah, transverse colon. And the one which ends here, that part before, now that is called the rectum. This one is called the rectum before the anus. The last part is called the anus. So this part is known as descending limb or the descending colon, C-O-L-O-N. So this colon is further divided into three parts. It is called ascending limb. This one is called transverse limb, and from here to here up to the rectum, this is the rectum part. Before the anus, it is called rectum. Okay. So this part is known as descending limb. Got it? So what are the three parts of large intestine? Caecum, colon and rectum. Which is the first part? Caecum. Caecum is the part of the large intestine which connect with the ileum of small intestine. Means ileum of small intestine will push the undigested food into caecum, and from there it will travel into the colon, and finally from ascending colon to transverse colon to descending colon, and finally the undigested food will get stored in the rectum before it is thrown outside from the body through the anus by the process of defecation, that is toilet. Okay. So the function of rectum, R-E-C-T-U-M. What is the function of the large intestine? I told you the function of small intestine is it helps in the digestion and absorption. Two words I am saying. Digestion of food means the food is completely digested. Why? Because of many different types of enzymes which are present in the small intestine, like intestinal juice. And after the food is completely digested, now from the inner wall of the small intestine, which contains many finger-like structures called villi, the digested food is absorbed into the bloodstream. Means the food enters into the bloodstream, okay, in the form of glucose. So glucose enters in our blood. Means food is completely digested in the small intestine. Then undigested food enters into the large intestine. So undigested food enters into large intestine means now if some excess water is present in that undigested food, it will be reabsorbed into the bloodstream. So function of large intestine is to reabsorb excess water from the digested food. Okay. Now caecum is a pouch-like structure. It connects small intestine to the large intestine and leads to the colon. Colon is the largest part of the large intestine. It is further divided into three parts: ascending limb, transverse limb and descending limb. And rectum is the lowest part of the large intestine where the food is, undigested food is stored. Now what is the function of anus, the last part of the digestive system? Anus is that part of the digestive system which opens outside world and it is connected to the rectum. Rectum is that part of the large intestine where undigested food, that is the waste or the excreta or toilet you can say, is stored. So anus is provided with sphincter muscles. These muscles, when they are relaxed, they will expel, means remove the undigested food called feces to the outside. Okay, that is the toilet. Now next we have to study is digestive glands. But before that, come to page number 53, in which choose the correct options and fill in the blanks is there. You have to do it as homework on page 53. So homework is page 53. I will just say you can write down the answers and note it, so that you can write these answers in your copy also. Okay, and then we have to start the next topic, that is digestive glands. Okay, let's see. What is the first question? Number 1 is the nutrients required for growth of the body is fat or protein. So correct answer is protein is the nutrient required for growth. Fats provide with energy and protein are the body building nutrients. So for growth, proteins are the nutrients required. Protein is correct answer. Number 2, the process involving intake of food is breaking down into simpler substances, absorption, assimilation and expulsion of feces out of the body is called digestion or nutrition. The process is called digestion, not nutrition. Okay, nutrition means simply taking of food, not the removal of waste and everything. That will not come under nutrition. Okay, now next we have to learn the definition is, the next third question is, an adult human has 28/32, means adult human has how many teeth? So answer should be 32. First blank will be 32. And a child like you will have 28 or 24. So it should be 28. The child will have 28 teeth and the adult will have 32 teeth. Okay, because in the child the number of teeth, that is the wisdom teeth or the last molars, is not present. It appears only at the age of 20 or 21. Now last one, number 4, second last. The gastric juice contains dash, trypsin or pepsin. So answer is pepsin and renin, both are there. So gastric juice contains, it is trypsin or pepsin. So answer should be pepsin. And the fifth or the last question is, the villi present in the small intestine increases the surface area for absorption of gases or nutrients. So answer should be nutrients. The villi will help in the absorption of nutrients. So all the correct answer is there. You can mark it. Okay. So now next we have to do is the digestive glands. Okay, next we have to study, you can see, digestive glands. These are the organs which help in the process of digestion. So there are 3 accessory digestive glands located in our body. They are salivary glands, liver and pancreas. Salivary glands first we will study. They are located, there are 3 types of salivary gland. You don't have to learn the name, in higher classes you will read. That is the one located below the ear, one which is present in the sides and the one which is present below the tongue. So these salivary glands produces a digestive juice which is known as saliva. So what is saliva? The secretion produced by salivary glands. And what is the function of this saliva? It contains a carbohydrate digesting enzyme which helps in the digestion of carbohydrates. So salivary amylase is the name of the enzyme which is present in saliva, that is required in the book I checked. This enzyme is called salivary amylase. So what is the name of the enzyme present in saliva? Salivary amylase. So what is amylase? It is the name of a carbohydrate digesting enzyme, the one which helps to digest carbohydrate. And what is saliva? It is the digestive juice produced from salivary glands. Where is the salivary glands present? It is located in our oral cavity or in the mouth. Okay, like below the lower jaw. It is present in the sides as well as located beneath the ear, below the ear. You can see in the diagram which is given in your book. Now the next is liver, the second digestive gland. Liver is the largest organ which is present above the stomach. Right hand side it is present, and this liver produces a digestive juice like salivary gland produces saliva. Liver produces a digestive juice called bile. Now what is the color of this bile? It is mentioned in the book also. It secretes greenish yellow fluid. So bile is a greenish yellow colored fluid. So color of bile is greenish yellow, means yellowish colored fluid which is produced from liver. And what is the function of this bile? It is located temporally in an organ called gallbladder. So what is gallbladder? Gallbladder is the name of the organ where this bile is stored. Bile is stored here. Bile is stored temporarily, not permanently, okay? Temporarily. Means for a short time this bile is, which is produced from liver. See, liver is the one which produces the bile, and where it is stored? It is stored in gallbladder. And what is the color? Greenish yellowish fluid, yellow fluid. And now what is the function? It helps in the breaking down of fats, that is emulsification of fats. It releases bile into the small intestine. This gallbladder will produce this bile or release the bile into the small intestine, which is the duodenum, through the duct. Duct means through the tubes. What is the function? That is not mentioned here, but the answer is it helps in the digestion of fats, emulsification or the breakdown of fats. Now last one we have is the pancreas. So what is pancreas? It is the name of a digestive gland. Where it is located? In the U-shaped arm of duodenum. It is located in the U-shaped arm of duodenum. What is duodenum? Just now we studied. Duodenum is the first part of duodenum, jejunum, ileum. So it is the part of a small intestine. So what is the color? It is a leaf-like organ, this pancreas, and it produces a juice which is called digestive juice, pancreatic juice. So what is the name of that juice? It is called pancreatic juice. Okay, produced from pancreas. And where it is present? In the U-shaped arm of duodenum, which is a part of a small intestine. Okay, and pancreatic juice contains enzymes. It helps in the digestion of proteins, carbohydrates and fats. So it helps to digest fats, carbohydrates and proteins. So if asked what is the function of pancreatic juice, it helps in the digestion of fats, carbohydrates and proteins. So what we studied? The digestive glands. How many digestive glands are there? There are 3 accessory digestive glands. What are they? Salivary glands, liver and pancreas. Where is salivary gland located? In the oral cavity or in the mouth cavity. Where is liver located? Liver is present just above the stomach on the right hand side. Okay. Where is pancreas located? In the U-shaped arm of duodenum. Okay. Now next, what does salivary gland produces? There are 3 types of saliva located below the ear, in the sides as well as in the lower jaw also. That is below the tongue. And what does it produce? The secretion of salivary gland is called saliva. Secretion of liver is called bile. Secretion of pancreas is called pancreatic juice. Okay, now what is their function or which enzyme is present? Saliva contains an enzyme called salivary amylase. What is the function? To digest carbohydrate. It helps to digest starch, you can write, because starch is the stored form of carbohydrate. Okay. Now what is the function of liver? Liver produces bile, which is greenish yellow fluid, and it is produced in liver but stored temporarily in the gallbladder, and after that the gallbladder secrete it in the small intestine. And the function of this bile is not mentioned in the book. Its function is it helps in the digestion of fats. Okay. Then third one, that is pancreas. found or located in the U-shaped arm of duodenum, which is a part of a small intestine, and it produces a juice called pancreatic juice, which helps in the digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats, all the three. So today this much only. Next we have to study is about the nutrition steps and process. Okay.